Hi friends, my name is Mukesh. I'm an alcoholic. Thank you for inviting me for sharing on my first step and second step. So I'll say something about myself first. I came to Alcoholics Anonymous on 2020. I also had a problem of drinking, so I was not stopping at all. And my wife thought of sending me to a rehab. My journey began from there, and somehow my first rehab was for 2 days only. She took me out from there after 2 days, and as soon as I came back, the same thing started, same story, drinking. And after around 10 days, my mother was really in a bad shape. She was on a deathbed, and again she had to send me to the rehab. But this time something was different. I had that feeling that it's done, everything is done. I finished everything what I had. But then that idea came that I cannot drink anymore. Then this journey of AA started for me. I was there for 59 days. Same old story. Drinking. Then suddenly I realized that what is the problem? Why I cannot drink? Why I cannot drink like a normal man? And all these stories started in my life. I went to the rehab. I met a very good man over there, and the first time I was handed over a big book to myself. Somebody from the rehab gave me the big book. He was my room partner. And then my AA way of life, AA way of journey started. I came to the fellowship on November 6th, 2020, and my last drunk was 30th August 2020. And then I started doing my step work and all. The first 2 years went very good. I was thinking I've done so many things. I'm sober, I'm good, I'm happy. But that restless, irritable, discontentment thing was not going. I was just not drinking. I came to the fellowship, I was doing meetings. I've got sober from my online meetings only. I've done very few online physical meetings. So that journey was while the COVID time. So I kept on going to the meetings. I attended so many meetings. My work was just attending a meeting, follow what was being told me. I did my step works in my early stages. On the first year, I have completed my step works, but there was something wrong. I was thinking that I have done my step works, but there was something wrong. I don't know what, but I had done all the things which was said to me. Then suddenly I felt that what is going wrong? I'm attending meetings, I'm doing everything what has been told me. I'm going to every day 2 meetings every day. But still, why I'm not happy, joyous and free? Then slowly I started seeing what is the problem. I took the big book. I started reading the big book very nicely. First I did what my sponsor told me and what people told me. I did everything what was told me. But still, there was something going wrong. Then slowly, I started reading all the literatures. I started praying, meditating. Today also I get up early in the morning, I do my prayer and meditation only. I read my literature every day. I read how it works every day. I read more about alcoholism every day, first 2 pages, 30 to 32. Then I read on awakening every day. I made it a lifestyle of reading all the literatures every day. And slowly it went into my head. I started finding myself, what is going wrong in myself. Step work was done, but still I'm not happy, joyous and free. That restless, irritable, discontentment is there. Then I started using the big book. I started finding myself. I read the big book every day. I was reading it very fast. I was not understanding what is written there. I was reading the big book every day, but I was not getting what the points are. I read the Bill story so many times, but I was not getting what I wanted. Then slowly it became a habit. I tried to work on myself. I tried to look at my problems. What were my problems? I still had that more and more thing in my life. I want more. I have a car, I want more. I have a watch, I want another one. I've got clothes, I want more. That still all old problems were there. I was just not drinking. My problems were centering around myself, my habits. I hadn't changed my habits. I was just not drinking. After coming to this fellowship, I remember I got into a sudden problem of finance. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want a car, but I bought it. Why, I don't know. Then I spoke to one of the members of AA. He's a very good friend of mine. He told me, why did you bought the car? What was the need for it? You bought it because you wanted it. You didn't need it. Then I reminded myself and I thought, yes, he's right, he's not wrong. Why do I need a car? I've got a bike. I don't have anybody in Bangalore, but I bought a car. I'm just paying the EMIs. I made my life troublesome. All these kind of things started going into my head. The problem of the need and the wants was not there. I want this, I'll buy it, but I don't need it. I started feeling the difference after I talked to him. And slowly life started changing. I took the big book. I kept on reading it. I kept on reading it. And suddenly, slowly, I started getting a small, balanced life. After 2 years, I think it was my second sobriety birthday. I celebrated over here in Bangalore in one of our friends' rehab. I went there. I enjoyed myself. I started helping others. I was just doing the program for myself. I was not trying to help anybody. I was just looking about myself. How will I get happy? How will I get this? How will I get that? In me, myself. I'm still not thinking about others. But slowly things changed. And then I started working with others. The day I started working with others, it helped me a lot. Means I was feeling, when I was helping them, the program was working for me instead. Maybe it was not working for them, but it was working for me. I started realizing that why is this point written? Helping others is a cornerstone. I started realizing why it is working for me. I met so many friends. I tried helping them. I'm still working with so many people. When I see that they are not able to stop. That thing helped me a lot. That Mukesh, you can be one of them also. You can be one of them also. So you have to look into yourself. I started looking into myself. Still, there were so many problems. My first step tells me, admitted to God. Sorry. I admitted I am powerless over alcohol, that my life has become unmanageable. So what is my unmanageability? I came to the meetings, I listened to so many people, they were telling I am sober. So when I read the big book, it tells me, you have recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. So what is my seemingly hopeless state of mind and body? I'm just not drinking. I'm still doing the odd things. I have a wife. I want more. I have a car. I want more. I have a watch. I want more. I want a different model, different brand. I have a shoes, I want a different pair of shoes. Somebody is wearing Nike, I want it. Somebody is wearing sneakers, I want it. These are my problems. When I see somebody buying something, I get aroused. I will also buy it. I don't need it, but I will buy it. Why? To show other people that I can afford it. Maybe I cannot afford it. Maybe he can afford it. But when I see him buying, I don't try to look into his problems. Why is he buying? He has saved for 1 year and he's buying that pair of shoes. But I have not planned it. I have seen somebody buying, I want it. So these are the part of my unmanageabilities. I'm just not drinking. I want to show off. I'm not capable of showing off, but I want to show off. Somebody is going somewhere, I want to go. Maybe he has saved some money and he's going for that thing. But I want to go. Why? This is the first step which I practiced again and again and again and again. I am doing a meeting. Suddenly my daughter turns around to me. I shout at her, why? Why are you coming in my way? You don't know I am doing a meeting? This is my unmanageability. I am shouting at her. Why? I don't know. I am getting irritated. These are all part of my unmanageability. I have to work on them. I got a very good friend of mine. I discussed with him so many things. We regularly exchanged our thoughts with each other. I had a sponsor. Now he's become my sponsor. Only 4 years into the program, now I am trying to help him. When I came to the fellowship, I didn't know English. I'm a class 8 fail guy. I didn't study much. But to know the big book, I started doing the big book in my computer. I typed the full big book, starting to page 164. I put all the meanings over there. What is the history? Why it is written? What is the literature about it? And it helped me a lot. I kept on doing things. Whenever I get time, I sit with the big book. I try to write it in the computer. I download everything what I get. It helped me a lot. Slowly, it took me 1.5 years to complete the version of big book I wanted. I typed it in the computer, I found the meanings, I found the history and everything. When we start reading the big book, it tells me, when I read the Bill story, what it tells me. How can I recognize myself with Bill? Bill have written golf permitted drinking. What permitted drinking I was doing? I was doing my rally permitted drinking, my business permitted drinking. Same. He was showing off. I tried to rely from his story, what is my problem? And slowly I got all the things around me. I started loving my wife. She was very young when I got married to her. She was just 16 plus. I don't know. Today, my younger daughter is in class 7. I remember when I proposed my wife, she was in class 5. She was in class 5 when I proposed her. Today I cannot think about it. If I think if somebody comes and proposes my daughter, what will happen to me? These are all my problems. What I got as a gift when I worked the program very well. I tried to go back into my old days and take out every old bad habits, where I had been, what I had done. I went to my backstages, what were my problems. I remember very nicely, I was in class 4. I didn't start drinking, but my old habits to become young. I was a kid, I wanted to become young. When I was young, I wanted to become a man. Everything in advance. I want everything in advance. That is my problem. So when I worked on myself, I learned that I wanted more and more from my childhood. So they tell in the meeting, go to the causes and conditions. What are the causes and conditions? Why you drink? Why you can't drink like a normal man? Why you can't drink like a normal man? So I worked on my causes and conditions. So when I worked on my causes and conditions, I got my points. This is the problem. I have a wife, I want something different. What I want? I don't know. But I want something what I have seen. I may not get it, but I want it because I have seen it. Because I have seen it, I want it. Is it permissible? I don't mind. I want it because I have seen it. I went to each and every points which were there in my life. I remember that after a long year of 28 years of alcoholism, I told my wife when she came to Bangalore, I told her that now I've started loving you. All these years I didn't love you. I was just telling that I'm loving you, but I didn't love you. I wanted to have something with you. That was not love. Now I understand what is the difference between love and wants. I wanted her for my desires, for my shit desires, what were going inside me. This program taught me how to behave as a human being. Still, I am not a human being. I get angry very fast. Because I am not a normal person. That's why the drink didn't support me. Because my problem centers in my mind. I get angry very fast. I have got fantasies in my mind. Today I am the same old person. I just try to keep the lock on my fantasies, and the drink is not coming to me. What is my first step? I am powerless over alcohol. That my life has become unmanageable. But when I went to my causes and condition, I found that alcohol was my solution, not my problem. Alcohol was my solution, it's not my problem. I wanted to do rubbish things. I'll take the support of alcohol. I don't have money, I want to buy a car. I'll just have a drink. चल यार, finance कर दे गाड़ी. Finance कर दे, कल का कल देखा जाएगा. I'll think it tomorrow. चल यार, let's have a drink, go to a desk. चल यार, we'll go somewhere. Wife is waiting in the house, I'm going with somebody else. Alcohol is the solution, not the problem. It becomes my solution, not my problem. I still see a friend of mine, I'm trying to help him so much, but he's not able to take the help. So I can just carry the message, I cannot carry anybody. I will tell somebody that, brother, this is the problem, please don't do it. When I tell him the problem starts working for me. Maybe it's not accepting the problem, but it starts working for me. When I say I am powerless over alcohol, I can say I am powerless over my thoughts, that my life has become unmanageable. I can say I am powerless over my lust, that my life has become unmanageable. I was into the program 2 years. I was not just drinking, my mind was still like that. When I see a girl, I follow like this, 1 kilometer, my eyes are going. I'm not doing anything, but my mind is doing everything, which is not to be done. When I see somebody driving a Maruti 800, but it is fancy, he's done something extra, I keep on looking like this. This is my problem. After 2 years into the program, I started working on all these things through my first step. God, I am powerless over my sex thoughts, that my life has become unmanageable. Please help me, God. The first 2 years I prayed to God for my alcohol, and I got the release. And I was away from alcohol. And suddenly I started working my 7 deadly sins through my first step. My pride, greed, lust, anger, gluttony, envy, sloth. All these 7 deadly sins. I started working them through my first step. God, I am powerless over my sex, that my life has become unmanageable. God, I am powerless over my greed, that my life has become unmanageable. All these 7 deadly sins, I started working with them through my first step. When I started doing these things, my second step came into my... I asked God for sanity. What sanity? The first 2 years, I asked my God for the alcohol sanity, and He gave me. I was not drinking alcohol. I got the sanity of not drinking. But still, I am powerless over all the 7 deadly sins. My pride, my greed, my lust, anger, gluttony, envy, sloth. So this is the first step which is going to play the role in my life for my whole life. It is not a 1 day, 2 day that I have done the program once and I'll get happy, joyous and free. Because they have written, no, we have recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body. When I start the book, reading the book, what it is telling on the forward. When I read the preface, what is it? What is it telling me? It is telling me to read the stories first. When I open this page, preface, the second page, XII. If you have a drinking problem, we hope that you may pause in reading one of the 42 personal stories and think, yes, that happened to me. Or more important, yes, I felt like that. Or most important, yes, I believe this program can work for me too. Have I done this? Have I gone through the stories? Somebody came and told me, read this. I read that. But what it is written in the big book, I didn't read it like that. Maybe somebody tells me that I have done everything. I don't know what is done. You also might be not knowing. You can just think that I have done my step work. How will I tell that? Who is going to give me the certificate I have done my step work? Is my sponsor liable to give me the certificate that I have done my step work? It is a program of feeling. Nobody is going to give me the certificate. Maybe I have not tell my sponsor that I have done wrong things. I'll keep half and tell him half. And he'll, okay, you have done your step work. How will it? I've not told my unmanageabilities to him. Maybe I've not told him so many things. He will tell, okay. If I tell you I've done this, brother, I'm okay. You will tell, okay, yes, Mukesh, you have done your work. But what I am hiding inside myself is the problem. Maybe I have not told my full story to anybody. If I don't tell my story to anybody, how will he know that I have done everything or not? Maybe I have not told my dirty old habits to my wife. I have done a lot of wrong things. I don't know, I have gone around with thousands of girls. So that will keep on biting me inside me. They'll keep on biting me inside me. So when I read the stories, I get their story and try to recognize myself. I have to know stories. When I read the stories, then I will be able to recognize myself. Where am I hiding in this book? When we read the big book, I'm starting to page 58. That is just a part of my step work. Where I'm going to start, I have to read more about alcoholism. I read the Bill story, then it's telling me there is a solution. So he's showing me the solution. He's just showing me the solution. Then he's telling me what is more about alcoholism. When we read page 58, it tells me, rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Now, who is following thoroughly? I was telling 2 years ago that I have completed my step work. But I was not following the program thoroughly. I was just telling that I have done it. I know it. I know it and I understand it. Knowing it is not a solution. Understanding it is not a solution. The book tells me to live the AA way of life, not to understand the AA way of life. I have to live the AA way of life. I cannot understand the AA way of life. If you understand the AA way of life, then keep saying that I understand, I know. I was doing the same thing. Then I slowly, when I worked my step once, through all my character defects, it started helping me a lot. Then I asked God for the sanity I needed. What sanity do I need? I have to pray for that. If I ask for the sanity of alcohol, God will give me that. If I ask for the sanity of my pride, God will grant me that. For that, I need to surrender for that. If I surrender for my greed, I will get it. If I surrender for my sexual thoughts, I will get it. If I surrender for my sloth, I will get it. But as I have done it for alcohol, same thing will happen when I do it for my 7 deadly sins. Today the obsession of alcohol is not there, it is written in the big book. But still, I am unmanageable. We are still unmanageable. As you will see in this, as Bill sees it, there's a reflection which says we can only do the first part of the first step 100%, not the second part. There are so many people who are very old, very long time. Aren't they getting unmanageable? Aren't they getting angry? Aren't they saying anything? Telling the program, understanding the program, it is a lifelong job. I'll have to keep on doing my unmanageability for my lifelong. It is not a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day program. When we go to page 61, when I come to this page 60, after the 349, being convinced we are at step 3. It is telling being convinced. It is not telling that we are at step 3. It is telling being convinced you are at step 3. Which is that we decided to turn our will and our lives. So have I changed my will, or I have just changed my life? First 2 years I changed my life. I was not drinking, but I didn't change my will. My will was still that maybe I'll get something, I want something different, I want this, I want that. My will was that, I was just not drinking. And then again it's writing, turn our will and over to the care of God as we understood Him. And this God which the book is telling me, which God? Which God? Lord Shiva didn't come for me. Sri Krishna didn't come for me. Hanumanji didn't come for me. It is a God inside you, Mukesh, not the outside God. He is doing His work. You do your own work. I have a God inside me, I have a culprit inside me, Ravan, a demon inside me. I put water into my demon, the demon will rise. I put water into my God will rise. God as you understand Him, the God inside you, not outside in the temple, in the church or anywhere. It is inside you. You have to get Him up through your own conscience. God started working. I started understanding my problems. I have to understand my problems. What somebody is doing, it is his problem. He will understand his problem. It is his work to understand his problem. I am there to tell him my story. What we tell? Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of people who share their experience, strength and hope. I will share my experience, strength and hope. Because the book which I am reading is for me, it is for my understanding. So somebody is reading, he will understand it according to his capabilities. I cannot tell him that please do this and he will do it. Maybe he will not understand. Maybe what I am seeing, you are seeing different. This tea, little bit less. I can see it a little bit less. But you will say this is, I can see half full, you can see half empty. It is the way you see or I see. So we should go according to the book, according to our understanding, not according to anybody's understanding. I will see it my way. What is my life? I have got problem with sexual life. I'll see it that way. Somebody has financial problem, he will see it that way. Somebody has some other problem, he will see it that way. So we should try to take it our way. There are so many stories, we should read them. What is touching my heart? Over here, when we come to this page, there are 6 questions over here. In the page 61, there are 6 questions, and there's a very long question which is ending in page number 62. These are all the questions which are related to my unmanageabilities. These all questions are related to my unmanageabilities. Until and unless I answer these questions, I won't be able to do the program. So here it's written, what usually happens? The show doesn't come off very well. Same with me. I left my drinking. The show didn't come off very well. I was trying to do everything according to me. I was the director still. I was just not drinking. I was the director of everybody in my life. My wife should do this way, my child should do this way, this person should do that way, he will do that way. I become a director in everybody's life. He should do it like that. He should behave like that. He begins to think life doesn't treat him well. He decides to exert himself more, myself more. I become on the next occasion still more demanding or gracious. As the case may be, still the place does not suit me, admitting I may be somewhat at fault. I know I am at fault. But I want to prove that I am okay. I am doing great. I am sure that other people are more to blame. I become angry, indignant, self-pity. What is my basic trouble? My wife is still not understanding me. That is my basic trouble. My friend doesn't understand me. That is my basic trouble. I have just left drinking. All my troubles are still there. I have just stopped drinking. Is he not a really self-seeker even when trying to be kind? See, I have written it. Am I not a really self-seeker when trying to be kind? I play very kind. I am very kind, but I am not kind. I am still that cunning, baffling Mukesh Thakkar, who is just not drinking. He is doing the same old thing. His mind is rubbish. If I could get that, if all the ifs are there still. All the ifs are there in the mind. Is he not a victim of the delusion that he can wrest satisfaction and happiness out of this world if he only manages well? See, another question. Question number 3. Is it not evident to all the rest of the pleasures that these are the things he wants? These all questions are for me, not for somebody else. Question number 5. And do not his actions make each of them wish to retaliate, snatching all they can get out of the show. Then they snatch everything from me. ये खाली शराबी तो छोड़ा, बाकी अभी still living his same old life. Living his same old life. He has just left alcohol. He is living his same old life. Is he not even in the best moments a producer of confusion rather than harmony? I am a producer of confusion rather than harmony. I don't produce harmony, I produce confusion. अरे यार ऐसा नहीं वैसा होता ना, वैसे it should be like that, not this way, that way. So these all questions are for myself, not for others to work. I've made this book fully on me. I've put everything, not him, me. Not for others. This book is for me. So I have to make this book my sponsor. Because this book tells me, this book is promising me, if you follow what I have written, I guarantee you will not drink. My sponsor cannot guarantee me that Mukesh, I guarantee you will not drink. But this book promises me that if you follow what I have written over here, I guarantee you will not drink. But you have to follow the principles. You have to follow the principles which are written over here, not by your own mind, your old thought, same old thoughts. The last question over here is, whatever our protestations are most of us concerned with ourselves, our resentments and our self-pity. My resentments, my self-pity, all are mine. Nobody is doing wrong to me, but I live in my own old life. So I have to come out of that old life. Alcohol is but just a symptom. It is the tip of the iceberg. It's written in the big book. You must all be knowing. It is the tip of the iceberg. So what I have to work on is my pride, greed, lust, anger, gluttony, envy, sloth. The 7 questions over here, page number 62. So in that paragraph, so it's written after the question, the answers. Whenever you find a big book, you will see there is a condition to any promise. We have got so many promises in the big book. Every promise is coming with a condition, not without a condition. If I tell my wife, I love you, what will she tell me? If you love me, I will love you. So it becomes a condition, no? If I don't love you or don't respect you, how will you respect me or you love me? When we read the page number 83, 84, if we are painstaking about this phase of a development, if I am painstaking about this phase of my development, then I will get the promises. Then I'll go halfway through. Before halfway through. But start giving. Start adjusting the conditions. If I don't adjust the conditions, I won't be able to get the promises. So over here, the next paragraph after the question, selfishness, self-centeredness, that we think is the root of our troubles, driven by 100 forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking and self-pity. We step on the toes of our fellows and they retaliate. So, what is my problem? Self-pity, self-delusion, self-seeking. Then I toe on my wife's feet and she retaliates. Or my friend retaliates. So all these things are for me. I have to do these things. If I don't do these things, I cannot do. I cannot say I have done this, that. I say many things. I have done this, I have done that. I have done everything. I have done every bullshit what is been told. But I have not done the program properly. So, the last paragraph on this page it says, this is how and why of it. So, when you go upstairs, you get the answer. You do this, you'll get this. You do this, you'll get this. So big book is totally on questions and answers. You have to, if I do this, I'll get this. If I don't do this, I won't get this. So if I do my first step, then I'll get to the second step, sanity. So if I don't know my unmanageabilities, I will not be able to work on my unmanageabilities. So that's why I have to make a list, what are my unmanageabilities? What are my unmanageabilities? So I have to work for them. The day I write my unmanageability, my God will come to know, yes, Mukesh, yaar, this is my... That's why it is telling again and again to make a fearless moral inventory. So what is my fearless moral inventory? If I don't know my fearless moral inventory, how will I make it? If I don't know my unmanageable, how will I know what is my fearless moral inventory? I have to know what is making me unmanageable. Why is Sridevi making me unmanageable? Why is Madhuri Dixit making me unmanageable? I have to know it, that this is my unmanageability. I know that brother's car is making me unmanageable. So I have to know my unmanageability. So if I don't know my unmanageability, how will I come to know about it? So I have to write them slowly. Start writing them. Yeah, Mukesh, this is your unmanageability. This is your unmanageability. This is your unmanageability. This is your unmanageability. Class 4. Think class 4. I learned the things which I should not learn. I was not drinking, but I was obsessed. I wanted more. I wanted to become adult. This is my unmanageability. So I went through my back days and I got it from there only. So I have to go back. I had gone. So I got it. Today I won't say that I am a sadhu or a pandit. But still, I work on my unmanageabilities, which I'll keep on working till my death. And so the second step will help me to give me the sanity to my unmanageabilities. So I will request you everybody, take this book, read this book nicely, very nicely. I've got this version. If anybody needs, I can give you the PDF. But if you make it yourself, it will be helpful for you. See, when I made this book, I'll just fix it. These are all the versions. What is the story? See, you will find everything over there. What is Bill's story? What are the milestones? You will find everything in my big book. This is all done by myself. So you will also get it. Try to work on yourself. I'm so happy that you all gave me a chance to share my experience, strength and hope with you. So this is my experience, strength and hope. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to share with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Does anyone have any